So let's get the action underway here on a very sunny Saturday morning. It's X30 Senior, Heat 4, Groups A and C. Let's take you through the starting grid. Clovis Nogueira, who took the overall pole position yesterday in time qualifying, starts with Otto Paikkonen alongside on the front row. Clément Outran, the opening race winner of this weekend, has got the man in second position alongside him on row 2, Henki Kalteren. Alessandro Tudisca and Kevin Lantinga round out row 3. Charlie Gloom and Bertram Saxe round out row 4. Saxe having an off-track in the final heat yesterday, straight off into the barriers off of the Europalan. But we'll look to improve on this particular occasion. Milan Marczak and Bo Heymans round out the top 10. Hugo Jalad and Siva Paganar round out row 7. Row 6 there of Dinan De Vos and Iliano Couture. Angelo Mili and Delano Wellens, they round out row the next row, Niklas Simic and Tayo Fliegen, the only Thai representative in this championship, round out row number 9. Thibaut Gelard and Simon Lacroix round out the top 20. 35 drivers all in all will compete in this opening heats of the day. Jules Van Hoel, Maxime Van Schoenwinkel, Reese Newburn, Luca Montebello, Tibor Wires, Esteban Walgrave, Florent Dirda, Marcel Matijeritz rounding out the 28th position, with Martin Guyou and Aaron Sarignac rounding out the top 30. Jiro van Durvenvoorde, Arjen Kamphuis, and Charlotte Anturo, Ruby Valenden and Livia Sampson round out the 35-strong grid. 10 minutes plus an additional lap for every single one of the 16 qualifying heats for X30 Senior and X30 Junior. The sunshine is very, very significant, and also you can feel the distinct, not just warmth, but it's very like a distinct and very impactful heat. So the drivers are going to have a very, very difficult time in the office. I still remember speaking to Henki Kalteren after the qualifying heats at Austrico last month, and he went, it was not easy. It is not going to be an easy road to Valencia. It is not going to be an easy road to the end of today's proceedings, with temperatures set to head north of 30 degrees. The red lights are on the starting gantry at the start-finish straight on the just at this iconic 1,360-metre circuit. It has been in operation for just over 4 decades and continues to be a track that drivers want to race at. And the amount of smiles that I see on faces when drivers come back here to the home of champions is always a pleasure. However, people will be watching in the grandstands off of turn number 10 as we are ready and set to get underway. The 35 drivers make their way out of the 12th and final corner, with race director Thomas Heiner overlooking proceedings. Into the tram lines we go. Revs rise, lights are out, and we're underway for the first time. Nogueira takes the defensive line into turns 1 and 2. Outran was trying to look through turn 2 for the race lead, as the drivers can use the runoff area at turn 2 for the opening time. It looks like a send round the outside, possibly Henki Kalteren. That was a good move there by Kalteren, or was that possibly Alessandro Tudisca, as the field makes its way through into turn number 6. 3 wide at the back end of the field. Everyone line astern pretty much between the top 20. As at the moment, Clément Outran hits the front of the field in the 269. The French driver with TB kart out of turn 9. Now on the run down towards into turn 10. Around towards the outside. Tries to go. I think that was Tudisca trying to make the old switcheroo. But Outran leads the way into turn number 12. And there is going to be a possible change for the race lead. The leaders are going to be side by side. Outran's going to lose out not just first, but second. Tudisca leads. Nogueira retakes second position. Outran Paikkonen now has Henki Kalteren up the inside. Great opening exchanges on the first lap here, Simon. Whereas Tudisca wants to hit the front of the field and pull away.
Oui, un départ très incisif de la part d'Alessandro Tudisca, ce qu'il avait déjà fait hier lors de sa première manche qualificative. Alessandro Tudisca très incisif à l'attaque dès le premier tour. Il vient de prendre les commandes du classement de cette manche qualificative devant le poleman Clovis Nogueira. Clovis qui a perdu le bénéfice de sa pole position. Il est maintenant sous la pression d'un de ses compatriotes, le français Clément Outran. Et derrière, Henki Kalteren est en en 4e position. Départ assez compliqué pour celui qui s'est lancé deuxième, Otto Pikkonen.
So, about to complete lap number 2. A good way to start proceedings here on Saturday. As a battle a little bit further back, as that was possibly Utto being challenged by Otto Pikkonen, the flying Finn. But Tudiska and Nugahoid starting to pull away from Henki Kalteren. And Nugahoid up the inside through at turn 6. Tudiska does not really fight it. There's still plenty of this race to go. Just about 7.5 minutes plus an additional lap as they come down the faint Jura Polan. And when we see the parallel road-going traffic, which is hidden by a lot of trees at the minute, they're normally doing at least 20 kilometres an hour quicker than the road-going traffic, where there is a speed limit of 90 kph. But coming through turn 10 over the new resurfaced stretch of tarmac into the left-hander at turn 11, but Tudiska starting to get a little bit more racy behind Nugahoid, who leads the field out of turn 12. That's lap 3 in the books, still plenty to go with 7 minutes plus an additional lap remaining.
Oui, le poleman qui a récupéré sa première position, Clovis Nogueirede qui est repassé devant Alessandro Tudiska. On a vu Alessandro Tudiska ne pas se bagarrer pour dire. Il avait laissé la porte ouverte, il ne l'a pas refermée. C'est plutôt intelligent dans ces manches qualificatives où le but est d'être le plus régulier et surtout d'éviter les accrochages. Et pour l'instant, Alessandro Tudiska réalise une course plutôt intelligente. Il a regardé derrière lui à un moment donné pour situer et pour juger de l'écart qui le sépare d'Henki Kalteren pour l'instant. Et le but pour ces 3 pilotes de tête, c'est évidemment de prendre l'avantage de l'avance sur les poursuivants avec Otto Pikkonen en 4e position, Kevin Latinga en 5e position. Clément Outran, lui, a perdu 3 positions depuis le départ. Il est 6e au moment du dernier pointage et il est effectivement 6e. L'attaque d'Henki Kalteren sur Alessandro Tudiska, changement pour la 2e position.
Yeah, there's also been some scraps behind them. Kevin Lantinga and Otto Pikkonen have been doing the karting musical chairs for 4th and 5th place, with Lantinga managing to get back through on Pikkonen around the Jurapalan. Good work here by the likes of Bohemans and Bertram Saxa, the two from Falcon Racing. As a bit of a stumble from Kevin Lantinga. I noticed the left rear tyre clobbering the curb on the inside of the second half of the Piff Paff chicane at turn 7. But now it's a case of the 2 drivers from RSD Karting. They've got to start moving on and try and close in on Nugahoid, but Nugahoid is starting to pull away. The gap after 4 laps was nearly 3.7 tenths of a second. It's over 6.5 tenths. And Nugahoid with a new fastest lap. Tudiska looking up the inside of Kalteren through into turn number 2. Lantinga, there or thereabouts. And you can see by the differences in driving styles, Kevin Lantinga very heavily leaning into the respective corners and dive bombs up the inside. That catches Tudiska unawares through turn 6. And that is Kevin Lantinga through for 3rd.
Oui, vous avez vu la réaction d'Alessandro Tudiska au niveau de l'épingle avant l'Europalan, la ligne droite de l'Europalan. Alessandro Tudiska qui a donné un coup de volant pour ne pas s'accrocher avec Otto Pikkonen qui arrivait de très loin au freinage et Alessandro Tudiska a préféré prendre un peu de sécurité pour ne pas aller s'accrocher et perdre le bénéfice de son bon début de week-end. En attendant, eh bien, le leader prend de l'avance. On est à 8 dixièmes d'écart entre Clovis Nogueirede et Henki Kalteren qui voit désormais revenir derrière lui. C'est Kevin Latinga en fait. C'est pas Otto Pikkonen qui est parti, qui est passé devant Alessandro Tudiska. J'ai confondu les 2 pilotes, mais ouais, Kevin Latinga qui est venu de très loin là sur Alessandro Tudiska et qui est maintenant 3e et qui met la pression sur Henki Kalteren. Alessandro Tudiska, lui, doit se méfier désormais de la pression d'Otto Pikkonen, le pilote finlandais. Alors que l'on voit à l'image Henki Kalteren, Kevin Latinga, Alessandro Tudiska. Un trio qui va se disputer la 2e place dans cette manche qualificative. Première manche qui se déroule plutôt bien jusqu'à présent avec peu d'incidents à noter depuis le départ. Et attention à ce bout de ligne droite, hein, toujours un endroit où les pilotes dépassent. Et je pense que Kevin Lattinga est passé à l'attaque. Oui, il est passé devant Enki Kalteren et Alessandro Tudiska qui est aussi passé devant son équipier. Enki Kalteren qui vient de perdre 2 positions en l'espace d'un ou 2 virages.
Yeah, they've also got the likes of Otto Paikkonen, and there you see the 269 from TB Kart, France's Clément Outran. This is a quintet scrapping over second position, but Kevin Lattinga has been picking his spots really, really well in this opening qualifying heat of the day. There is still plenty more for the senior ranks, because they have got, out of the 16 that we've got, we have only 4 junior qualifying heats in this. So a big amount. That is 15 qualifying heats that the drivers have to go through, and they're taking part in 5 each. But Nugahoid leads the way by 1.3 seconds, and whilst Lattinga, Tudiska and Kalteren are battling away, this is only going to allow the 391 from France to pull further away into the distance. We're now on to lap number 9 and into turn 6. Very much a case of stay where you are at the moment with 2 minutes to go. There's every opportunity that if Tudiska, Kalteren, Paikkonen, Outran might decide to throw a Hail Mary, as in a late overtake, go late on the brakes in comparison with the person in front of them. And we have seen it before yesterday, where drivers were not timing it right and getting it completely wrong, and unfortunately making contact with other drivers. However, Nugahoid just looks very calm and composed. In the first heat that Nugahoid competed in yesterday, by the end of lap 1 was outside of the top 5, but now showcasing the pace that everyone's got to get a bit worried about. 1.3 seconds remains the gap as Tudiska fires it up the inside nice and neatly on Lattinga, whilst also putting in the fastest lap of the race. Henki Kalteren will do well to get past Lattinga very shortly. Lattinga took a quick look over the right shoulder going through into turn 4, and then is very much on the back bumper of Tudiska, who takes a very long look over the right shoulder to see what's happening. And down the Europlan, you got an opportunity to do that, but if I was Alessandro Tudiska, I probably would have done it for half that time, because if you're looking back, you might miss your braking point into the next corner, as now Kalteren's now pointing at Lattinga, saying, right, stop holding me up. If you're going to push now. And you can see that coming out of turn 11, up the inside, there we go, that's third now. So Kalteren back up to P3, 2 laps to go. Nugahoid now has a lead of 1.5 seconds, as Kalteren possibly was looking for a move, and that's a dive bomb up the inside if ever I saw one through turn 2. Otto Paikkonen on Kevin Lattinga, who tries to return the favour through turn 3. They're still nearly at each other's sidewalls, and Clément Outran is just being patient.
Oui, les temps sont durs pour Kevin Lattinga qui se fait attaquer de tous les côtés avec Clément Outran maintenant qui essaye de passer. Il passe aussi devant Otto Paikkonen. Ah, la belle opération pour Clément Outran dans ce tour-ci. Sur l'espace d'une ligne droite, eh bien, il a gagné 2 positions. Tout profit aussi pour les pilotes RSD avec Alessandro Tudiska et Enki Kalteren qui sont passés en 2e et 3e position devant Kevin Lattinga qui a donc perdu pas mal de positions dans l'aventure ce tour-ci. Et on entre d'ailleurs dans le dernier tour pour Clovis Nogueired, pour Alessandro Tudiska, Enki Kalteren également, Clément Outran en 4e position, Otto Paikkonen qui se fait attaquer là par Kevin Lattinga, et derrière c'est qui? C'est Hugo Jaladé, il me semble, qui se mêle aussi à cette bagarre, mais que c'est compliqué pour Kevin Lattinga en ce moment.
And you've also got the 2 Falcon carts of Bo Heymans and Bertrand Saxe, and Iliano Couture, who's looking up the inside of the 301. They are literally trying to get one up on each other. Couture goes high, wide and handsome around the outside through turn 7 on Bertrand Saxe. Can't get the move done. Leader now making his way down into turn 10 at Cafe Corner for the final time. Well, it's the best way to start Saturday, because Clovis Nogueired from France in the 391 is going to take Heat 4 A versus C from lights out to checkered flag. A convincing win. Alessandro Tudiska and Henki Kalteren rounds out the top 3. Clément Outran and Kevin Lattinga round out the top 5. Otto Paikkonen manages to lead the scramble for 6th across the line, ahead of Hugo Jalad, Bo Heymans, Bertrand Saxe and Iliano Couture rounding out the top 10. Milan Makzak Thibaut Gelad, Simon Lacroix made some good progress, started 20th. Difficult qualifying for Lacroix, the Belgian in the 259. Started 20th. Sip Paganar and Charlie Gloom. Gloom dropped 8 places from 7th on the grid to finish 15th. Dinan De Vos, Angelo Milly, Reese Newburn, Nicolas Simic and Luca Montebello round out the top 20. Maxim van Schoenwinkel, Jules Van Hul, Florent Deerda, Delano Wellens, Tayo Vliegen, Thibaut Weyers, Esteban Walgrave, Martin Guillou and Charlotte Anturo, Marcel Matejewicz. Then we've also got Aaron Sarignac, Arjen Kamphaus, Livia Sampson with Jiro van Duivenvoorde being the last of the drivers to pretty much make the full race distance. And unfortunately, lap 2, we lost the 286 of Eichmann Grand Prix racing teams. Ruby Verlinden from Belgium, but Clovis Nogahoid winning it from lights out to checkered flag for X30 Senior Heat 4.